are setting a record. 401ks that's owned by a lot of people because they're based on the stock market. And the stock market for 50-second time has just hit a brand new high. So it's amazing what's happening. And I will say this, our country is respected again. I think we're respected like never before. The United States is respected again. We have a country that was a dead country 1 year ago, dead. And now it's the hottest country anywhere in the world. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, Press. Thank you, Press. Thank you. Thanks, Press. Thank you, Press. Let's go. Let's go.
Let me know.
Thank you, Press. Let's go.
You can call me.
Thank you, Press. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, President. We're going to make sure we sign it.
Thank you, guys.
Let's go.
Let's get it. Let's get a good picture. Pulitzer Prize. This is going to be a Pulitzer Prize picture. Let's give him the Pulitzer Prize. He's in that. Do you like this guy?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody likes Albert, right?
Yeah.
No auto pen necessary. That's a whole big deal, isn't it? I mean, what's that all about? Okay. Who am I giving this pen to, David? Who am I giving it to?
How about Cyril?
You're right.
Thank
What
you,
a
sir.
job he's done. That's a good choice. Thank
That was
you very
nice.
much. I almost gave it to Howard. Thank you, everybody,
All
very
right.
much.
Thank you, Press. Thank you, Press. Let's go.
Thank you, Peter.
Thank you, President Trump.
Well, thank you very much. We have a big signing right now, and we have a tremendous industry where we're leading by a lot. It's the AI, artificial intelligence. I always thought it should be SI, supreme intelligence, but I guess somewhere along the line they decided to do the word artificial, and that's okay with me. That's up to them. It's a massive industry. We're leading China. We're leading everybody by a tremendous amount. Where the electricity is being built by them in every plant. They're building the electricity. We're getting them rapid approvals, but they're spending trillions of dollars, and they can't. Basically, this has a couple of other things that are less important, but one of the things that it has is you have to have a central source of approval. When they need approvals on things, they have to come to one source. They can't go to California, New York, and various other places like Illinois with Pritzker, who's a totally unreasonable person. And they have to have, they're putting all this money in. It's a big part of the economy. And there's only going to be, I think, one winner here. I don't know if anybody agrees with that. I think most people agree, but there's only going to be one winner here. And that's probably going to be the U.S. or China. And right now we're winning by a lot. China has a central source of approval. I don't think they have any approval. They just go and build. But people want to be in the United States and they want to do it here. And we have the big investment coming. But if they had to get 50 different approvals from 50 different states, you can forget it because it's not possible to do, especially if you have some hostile. All you need is one hostile actor and you wouldn't be able to do it. So it doesn't make sense. I didn't have to be briefed on this, by the way. This is real easy business. I mean, this is simple. We're taking in trillions of dollars. We're taking in tremendous amounts of countries, jobs, everything's coming in. Now, just to get off AI for a second, auto plants are being built at levels that we've just about never seen before. We had our auto industry was decimated. 56% of our auto industry left our country over the years. It was at one point 100%, and then it got shriveled down, and really we lost a lot. And now because of tariffs, which have been so incredible, we've taken in hundreds of billions of dollars, and we're bringing back our factories. We're bringing back everything. It's we've never been in a position like this. Our stock market today was, well, I saw it a few hours ago, but a few hours ago it was way up, and we hit a new high for the 52nd time in 10 months. We have an all-time high stock market, and it's all reasons. A big reason was the election November 5th, and another big reason, and maybe the biggest reason, but maybe not, because without the election this wouldn't have been done because people don't know how to do it. The second,
Lord have mercy on my soul. I cannot keep up. It's too much. It's too much. We're back. Because, well, I just saw that Trump was talking, so that's why I brought him on here. Hey there, besties. Yeah, back again. But Jacob and the rest of them are going ahead and they're going to sue. They just had a press conference. What the hell? Oh, we're on the wrong station. Hold on. Look at this. Child, this is too much. Hold on. What? This is a live from, allegedly, this is from Minneapolis. ICE, anti-ICE look at how they're ruining anti-ICE protests. Where's this at? Turns violent. This is not Minnesota for sure. Is this California? Yo, this look crazy. Look at this. What is going on? Y'all, this must be California. If it ain't, then it must be Florida. Y'all, everybody is out here wilding. Okay, this is they all wilding. But so allegedly the kid's not going back to school until February because it's not safe. But over here, Maple Grove Roosevelt students protest ICE. What y'all? I thought y'all wasn't in school. Just bring the kids in. They learning lots from their parents, child.
We want ICE off our streets. We want justice. We want peace. We want ICE off our streets. We are so fucking proud of you. You and your mom. I'm a supporter. We're gonna go on this side. We're gonna fill up this area, like along the side and along the sidewalk.
Teach them young, child. Teach them young. Let me go ahead and get to this this press conference, basically where they're suing Donald Trump and they're saying that what's going on is of course racism because it's always they're gonna bring an ism and an opic in one way or the other all the damn time. So this is I don't know who this dude is, but of course you got Jacob here, no Timmy, and they got a different interpreter. She black. I don't know what the bald woman said, child. I need a break. She must have said, I need a damn break because y'all is working me like crazy. So this came on like, I don't even think it was an hour ago.
United States Department of Homeland Security to end the unlawful, unprecedented surge of the federal law enforcement agents into Minnesota. Because this has to stop. It just has to stop. We allege that the obvious targeting of Minnesota for our diversity, for our democracy, and our differences of opinion with the federal government is a violation of the Constitution and of federal law. We allege that the surge, reckless impact on our schools, on our local law enforcement is a violation of the 10th Amendment and the sovereign laws and powers of the Constitution grants to states. We allege that DHS's use of excessive and lethal force, their warrantless racist arrests, their targeting of our courts, our churches, houses of worship, and schools are a violation of the Administrative Procedures Act on arbitrary and capricious federal actions. And we ask that the courts will end the surge of thousands of DHS agents into Minnesota. We ask the courts to end the DHS unlawful behavior in our state. the intimidation, the threats, the violence. We ask the courts to end the tactics on our places of worship, our schools, our courts, our marketplaces, our hospitals, and even funeral homes. The deployment of thousands of armed mass DHS agents to Minnesota has done our state serious harm. This is, in essence, a federal invasion of the Twin Cities and Minnesota, and it must stop. DHS agents have sown chaos and terror across the metropolitan area and in cities across the state of Minnesota. Schools have gone onto lockdown. Entire districts have had to cancel school for tens of thousands of students to ensure safety.
Schools have gone into lockdown. That sounds scary, don't it? Oh no. And yet they out here protesting, cha.
And offer online education because of the students and the parents' fear of coming into the school. Local businesses are struggling. Revenues are down. And some retail stores, daycares, and restaurants have actually closed because people are afraid to go out and to do their shopping, whether they're immigrants or whether they are citizens of many generations. This surge has made us less safe. Thousands of poorly trained, aggressive, and armed agents of the state, of the federal government have rolled into our communities, overwhelmed our local police departments, and law enforcement agencies should be focused on our public safety, but instead, many are dealing with the aftermath of DHS agents, chaos, and violence. I want to thank our law enforcement officers for doing a tremendous job under very difficult circumstances. Not the people, but the federal government. Minneapolis police have had to respond to more than 20 ICE-related incidents, like witnesses seeking people being pulled into unmarked vehicles by men in mass, or ICE abandoning vehicles on the street with people detained inside. This is an unlawful commandeering of police resources. In just 2 days, responding to the chaos ICE has cost the city $2 billion in law enforcement and overtime expenses. 2 days. And I wish I could stop there, but I can't.
Wait, so they worried about the 2 days for this, but not worried about the, what is it, millions or billions in the fraud, in the daycare fraud, in the Medicare fraud, in the medical fraud. So after fraud, we're spending too much money on this. Child, I tell you.
Because these poorly trained, aggressive, and armed agents of the federal state have terrorized Minnesota with widespread unlawful conduct. They're making unconstitutional arrests and using excessive force. DHS agents have barged into restaurants asking to access secure areas. And when asked to present a warrant, which is required by law, they respond, "We don't need one." DHS agents have arrested peaceful bystanders. They have fired chemical irritants at people obeying lawful orders while exercising their First Amendment rights. They have even done so at some of our most sensitive places, like Roosevelt High School here in Minneapolis.
Roosevelt.
They have detained law-abiding citizens, leaving them handcuffed for hours just because of the color of their skin or what they're wearing, or they speak English with an accent. And on January 7th, 2026, a DHS agent shot and killed Renee Nicole Good, leaving her children without a mother and her 6-year-old son without either parent. This has to stop. So let's be clear. It never should have started. These agents have no good reason to be here. Minnesota's non-citizen immigrant population is just 1.5%, which is half the national average. Our state's percentage is lower than Utah, Texas, and Florida's, but none of those states have thousands of federal agents swarming their streets or harming their people. The administration says that they're focused on finding criminals. Worst of the worst, they say. But many of the people the DHS is arresting in Minnesota have no criminal history. That fits a pattern. In 2025, 93% of the people arrested by ICE had no violent criminal history. 65% had no criminal convictions at all, and randomly stopping people in the street because their skin color isn't the one that they expect or want isn't doing a thing to help public safety.
Oh no, we should have known that racism was coming. Should have known that racism was coming. When in doubt, if it ain't working, toss in some damn racism. And OBIC probably should be coming soon enough. Yeah. Because you know a lot of these liberal women are ABCD, and if something happens to one of them, then they'll be like, oh my God, they are OBIC. If you know, you know.
I've heard the administration talk about fraud. No, not the 43 fraud convictions the president has, or the $43 million fraudsters the president has pardoned, but instead saying that ICE is here to look for fraud somehow. You know, we work with federal government all the time, and if the federal government wants to help us with forensic accountants, we're open to that conversation. But these ICE agents who are engaged in the behavior that they're engaged in are not helping public safety at all. Immigration enforcement agents aren't trained to investigate fraud, and randomly stopping people on the street because you don't like.
I don't think they're here for fraud, or not here, child. I don't think they're there for fraud, child, because y'all not answering the fraud question. Remember, y'all trying to ignore the fraud question. We know they're not answering the fraud question because y'all want to focus on this. You want to put everybody's attention on this and saying, oh my God, they're so bad. They're doing so wrong. You're helping the rhetoric along. Please don't think that these people are not helping all this rhetoric. Christy earlier with her non-answer lies. And now you have these people over here trying to act like they're the damn martyrs. Oh, school is closed, but you got your kids out here protesting. And God forbid if something happens to any of them, then you're going to say it's somebody else's fault. No, get your damn kids. Tell these people to calm down. You think that them being in the face of these people who got all these issues is the best idea and use of time? You know you don't hear them saying that, right? All right.
Like their accent isn't going to stop fraud. So enforcing federal immigration law and fighting fraud are just pretexts for this surge. The real reason, it's no secret. Donald Trump and his administration have been targeting people, cities, and states that don't agree with them politically. He singled out Minnesota countless times. He's called us corrupt and crooked. He's attacked our funding to the tune of billions of dollars, which we are challenging. And we fought back, of course. He's attacked programs that Minnesotans rely on and tried to shut them down and pay taxes for. And he's attacked Minnesota.
Just let the fraud continue. This is what he's saying. You should just let the fraud continue. Let's go ahead and wait, who? Sheriff Judge? Hold on. Who's that? The dude in Florida? He's like, forget all of that damn fraud, alleged fraud. Don't even worry about that. Don't even worry about the connection. Shout out to the TEP Network because we have a video to watch by him that has a lot of stuff that says a few things, which I know all the liberals in the chat won't acknowledge because you don't know how to be fair. You just hate one side and that's it. You don't even look at the damn facts. You see that these people are not saying anything about calming the F down. And if something happens to somebody here, they're going to say it's the administration's fault. It's Christie. It's Trump. It's not them. It's definitely them. They letting them kids be out here too. It's definitely them. They helping it right along.
Minnesotans with despicable, racist, xenophobic language.
Yeah.
The truth is,
Race.
Donald Trump doesn't seem to like our state very much.
Mm.
But what's that about? He doesn't like our best in the nation, safe and secure elections. And sometimes he doesn't like who we choose in them. Just last week, Trump claimed that he won Minnesota 3 times, when in fact, he's never won Minnesota. He doesn't like how we take care of each other or how we make sure our kids have enough to eat. He doesn't like the strength that immigrant can.
Well, of course you like the way the kids eat. You getting all the damn federal food benefits.
Communities bring to our state. And he doesn't seem to like that we protect our neighbors no matter where they were born. In short, Trump's
We protect our neighbors no matter where they were born, whether they're here legally or illegally. We gonna protect them, child. I say leave them to be. Honestly, I say leave them all to be to themselves. Don't let them have that money, but let them go ahead and be to themselves. They got it going on. They got it going on. I don't understand what the problem is. Let them be. Let them be. I think they should leave. I honestly think they should leave. Have at it. Do your thing. And then, God forbid, if something happens, who's it on? It's all them.
The Trump administration's decision
If he don't get a cough drop,
to target Minnesota and Twin Cities is motivated by a desire to retaliate against Trump's perceived political opponents, who are the people of the state of Minnesota and Twin Cities, rather than any good faith concerns about immigration enforcement, public safety, or law enforcement. In conclusion, I didn't have the pleasure and the benefit of knowing Renee Nicole Good, but her friends and family knew her as someone who was kind.
well, child, if y'all are so close, why didn't you know her, Bueller? If y'all so wonderful and close and you protecting everybody, then you should have known her. Child, these people.
Someone who loved her family deeply and someone willing to stand up for her neighbors. That sounds like the Minnesota that I know. The administration wants to paint false political narratives about us, but we know who we are and we know our rights. The Constitution gives Minnesota the sovereign authority to protect health and well-being of every single person who lives on our borders. The Constitution gives us a right to vote for who we want, pray however we want, and be whoever we want without fear of being racially profiled, assaulted, or killed in our own communities. We're going to defend those rights because as much as they like to believe it, DHS is not above the law, and the people of Minnesota are certainly not beneath it. Let me now bring forward my mayor, the mayor where I go home at night and is doing a wonderful job protecting our city, Mayor Jacob Fry.
Is he?
Thank you, Attorney General Ellison, for your leadership and your incredible team's work around this.
Hold up. That is the guy that we just saw is being investigated because of the phone call where he's allegedly doing goodbye. Goodbye. These people have no shame. Hold on. I'm looking up this $700 million stuff. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. What in the hell? This shit gets more ridiculous every damn day, child. So $700 million was just found at the airport. Like, here you go. There it is. You don't know. Lord, help your people. Shit. Now, I don't know what this source is. I'm gonna tell you right now, but Vin News, I don't know who it is, but federal officials probe $700 million in cash, flag leaving leaving over 2 years. What does that mean? What is the date of today? Yeah, this is as of the 12th at 6:19. Wait, 6:19 p.m. Minneapolis, the TSA flagged nearly $700 million in cash carried in passengers' luggage departing Minneapolis St. Paul International Airport over the past 2 years, according to Homeland. Goodbye. Good effing bye. Over the past 2 years, the cash mostly transported by a small group of Somali descent. Oh no, not more racism. I can't take it. The cash mostly transported by a small group of couriers of Somali descent on routine flights to Amsterdam and then Dubai totaled approximately $342 million in 2024 and $349 million in 2025 from the Minneapolis airport alone. Officials describe the volume as exponentially larger, 10 to 100 times higher than similar detected cash outflows from other U.S. major airports. Most of the cash was legally declared on U.S. Customs form as required for amounts over $10,000, but the sheer scale include bundles, sometimes reaching $1 million per suitcase, raised suspicions among TSA agents. Former personnel reported routinely seeing suitcases packed with millions in cash, often carried in pairs by Somali men. Child, then why didn't they say something about... I don't know. This is a little suspicious, y'all. All of a sudden now, guess what? We got a report that these Somalis had all this $700 million in cash. Well, why didn't y'all say something about this before? I don't know, y'all. I don't know about this. This is ridiculous. Homeland Security Investigations is now examining the cash flow as part of an ongoing probe into alleged multi-billion-dollar fraud schemes linked to Minnesota Somali community. This is where the racism comes in, y'all. That's why they're saying racism. Dozens of defendants have faced federal charges in related multi-cases involving public assistance programs, including a high-profile conviction last year in a $250 million pandemic aid fraud case. Officials noted that while the cash declarations were in order, limiting intervention options, the patterns have sparked calls for potential legislative changes to enhance federal tracking and authority over such outflows. Some sources suggested the movements may tie into larger remittance systems used by immigrant communities. There's the racism. Oh, no. Oh, no. The cash exodus from Minneapolis has been described by some officials as functioning like a foreign ATM, draining U.S. dollars overseas, with totals nationwide likely exceeding the Minneapolis figures significantly. Investigation continues with no charges announced directly related to the airport cash transports. Homeland Security officials emphasize that not all of the funds are assumed to be illicit. Well, there you go. But the abnormal volume warrants further review. Oh, no. I tell you, if it's not one thing, it's something the hell else. Wow. But it's just coming out now. That is a little suspicious, y'all. Come on now. Now, all of a sudden, then they got to throw in there with Somalis with suitcases. And they ain't do nothing about it, but now they want to bring it up. I don't know. We have to keep an eye on that, y'all. This gets so... all of this is just so ridiculous. It's so damn ridiculous.
Issue. Thank you to Mayor Herr
Jay,
of St. Paul for your partnership. These are not normal times. And so the response that we are asking for from the judicial system and from the courts requires that we file suit at this particular moment. What we are seeing right now is not normal immigration enforcement. We are not asking ICE not to do ICE things. We are asking this federal government to stop the unconstitutional conduct that is invading our streets each and every day. You've seen the videos. At times, there are as many as 50 agents arresting one person. The scale is wildly disproportionate and has nothing to do with keeping people safe. In Minneapolis, we've done work extensively with the federal government under multiple administrations to keep people in our city safe. We have worked with the DEA, the ATF, the FBI, the attorney, the Attorney General's office, as well as the U.S. Attorney's office to successfully drive down crime in our city. We've seen the results of that work, but let's be clear. The stated reason of this federal government for bringing in this full invasion of ICE and border control is not safety. If it were safety, there would be other mechanisms to achieve safety. By the way, crime is down in virtually every category, in virtually every neighborhood of.
Oh no. Oh no. We've never heard that before. Never forget, crime is down, y'all. Jacob said it. Joe Biden said it. It must be true.
This city.
If Doogie said it, the other Brandon said it.
If this were about fraud, then you'd see an invasion perhaps of accountants, but that's not what you see. What you see is people being indiscriminately taken off our streets. Discrimination only takes place to the extent that a determination has made that somebody is Somali or is Latino, or at least they look that way, and then there is virtually no discrimination thereafter. Here's the thing. You can't indiscriminately take people off our streets, American citizens off our streets. You cannot drag pregnant women through the snow. You're not allowed to take teenagers out of their car and detain them when they are in fact American citizens. That is against the law.
So the only question is, are they following them? Are they impeding them? Are they hampering them? Because again, did no one learn anything already? Don't get in front of them and get in their way and then cry foul when they do something to you. Like, come on now. He ain't saying that part.
Law in every state. That is against our United States Constitution. And we're feeling the impact here in Minneapolis. Schools have closed. People are afraid to go to work, shop, or seek medical care. 911 calls are up. Police resources are indeed stretched thin. We have approximately 600 officers in the city of Minneapolis. Mayor Herr has approximately 600 officers in the city of St. Paul. The number of ICE agents and border control are now in the thousands. They are in the thousands. If the goal was immigration enforcement, if the goal were simply to look for people that are undocumented, Minneapolis and St. Paul would not be the place where you would go. There are countless more people that are undocumented in Florida and Texas and Utah. Why are they in these much smaller cities in the middle of the Midwest? The answer is very clear. It is politics. Florida and Texas and Utah are Republican states. The reason that Minnesota and Minneapolis are being targeted is because you've got a Democratic governor, a Democratic attorney general, and you got Democratic mayors. We are doing everything.
Don't forget the fraud, child. Don't forget the fraud. Don't forget that, child. Don't forget that.
Everything possible to keep our cities safe through this unprecedented time. And at the same time, we have police officers that are tired. We've seen damage substantially because we're now having to pay a ton of overtime. Millions of dollars of emergency overtime for law enforcement. Emergency operations have been activated across our city and state agencies, pulling focus on daily core services that we, by the way, are tasked with providing. Local police officers are being diverted from the very work that we need to be doing, and small businesses are losing significant revenue, with some worried that they may not survive this at all. People are scared to take their kids into school or daycare, to go into work. They're going to have difficulty paying rent. There is no doubt in my mind the kind of action that the federal government is taking is not just mean-spirited. It's unconstitutional, and every one of us need to be standing up. Let me give you another example. Just last week, a group of our city's public works employees were stopped by ICE agents. 3 of the 4 employees were not white. The ICE agents asked to see the IDs of the...
Oh, no. 3 of the 4 were not white. Automatic racism, right? Of course.
3 non-white employees and didn't even bother to ask the white employee for the identification. Minneapolis is being targeted because we stand up for our neighbors and we welcome immigrants because we believe in the law. And as I said, frankly, because we are in a blue city in a blue state. Donald Trump should know, as long as federal agents are in our city acting unconstitutionally against our neighbors, we will continue to push back with everything we got. And let me just take a moment to say how grateful I am to the residents of our city and of our state. We are not victims in the city of Minneapolis. We've got heroes that are standing up for each other, that are standing by the neighbors that they love.
Oh, they're calling the people out here protesting and carrying on heroes. You hear this, right? You hear it. It's like, what is it called? Is that dog whistle? They're saying, oh, you're heroes. Yeah, you're doing the right thing. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep whistling it up. Keep breaking into the hotels. Keep spray painting. Keep getting in front of cars. Keep doing all that. Yeah, yeah. You haven't heard them say, child, y'all need to tone it down. Everybody need to tone it down. Nope. You're heroes. You're doing a great job. It's wonderful. You guys, your poor kids can't go to school. You can't go to work. Nobody can go anywhere. Oh, no. People are going to not be able to, I don't know, afford shit now. Oh, no.
And one thing that I can tell you for certain is that we aren't backing down.
And then follow it up with, we aren't backing down. So you're basically telling them to keep going, keep doing what you're doing.
We don't retreat in Minneapolis. We don't back down in Minnesota. We stand up against bullies. And right now, what we are asking for is an intervention from the court to push back on this unconstitutional conduct, pure and simple. I'll now turn it off to Mayor Herr.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today, I'm proud to stand with Mayor Fry and Attorney General Ellison to fight for our residents. This federal occupation of our cities needs to end immediately. Federal law enforcement is racially profiling our residents, creating mass chaos. And
so the person that y'all really started this for is white. But we just want to start with the racism. Listen, Black people, shout out to everybody that is here. Black people, see, this is what happens when you just use racism for everything. And then other people just want to go and take it over real quick whenever they want to do it for their cause. So this whole thing started over a white woman. You got Black Lives Matter bringing their asses up into it with no need to. Yeah, you got these people sitting up here talking about all the racism. Okay, and keep going. And you guys are doing great. The community's doing a great job. You all are doing a great job. And then God forbid that something happens. I'm telling you, they're going to say it's all Trump's fault.
undermining the relationship between local government and our communities. We will not stand idly by and watch this happen. With this collective action, we are taking a firm stance to tell federal law enforcement that this cannot happen in our country. It cannot happen in our state, and it cannot happen in St. Paul. Federal law enforcement is going far beyond what they can and should be doing to enforce immigration laws. They are endangering our community's safety, straining our resources, and sowing distrust. While we know we can't control federal agents, we will pull every lever we have to fight back in every way that we can. They've come into St. Paul and needlessly invaded our neighborhoods and homes. They're targeting us based on what we look and sound like. Our residents are scared, and as local officials, we have a responsibility to act. I want to thank Attorney General Ellison and Mayor Fry for taking a united stance for the people of Minnesota. And to our immigrant and refugee communities, let me be clear. You are a vital part of our city. You are loved, and you are wanted. And you are important to the fabric of our state. As a refugee who came to this country, this is the state that welcomed my grandparents here in the late 70s, allowed our family to break the cycle of poverty in one generation, educated us, allowed us to build wealth, and within one generation have a new family members that are educated and a part of this economy and this workforce. That we need to continue to make sure that our state stays that, and that can't happen if ICE continues to run amok of our city and our state. And so we cannot let this federal administration divide us. We need to come together now more than ever. Thank you.
So now we have a few minutes for questions. I want to.
I was about to say he got more to say.
To acknowledge the vital presence of President Elliott Payne of our Minneapolis City Council here on behalf of all of the council members, I think, in the council, representing the council. Thank you for your presence here, sir. And I also want to say thank you to all of our staff members who've worked so hard to prepare us for this moment. They all are very, very critical to the work that we do every day, and we're grateful to them as well. And they may help us answering some of your questions. We have about 15 minutes for questions. And so I'll select the first person who I see. Tom?
Attorney General Ellison, there's been some success in getting the National Guard out of some states with lawsuits like this, but that was over a question of what the role of the National Guard is. It's pretty clear what ICE's role is. Is that going to make this legal challenge more difficult?
I don't think so, because ICE, as I think the Mayor Fry said very well, ICE has a statutory responsibility to do a certain job. Where our argument is they are exceeding that dramatically in unconstitutional, unlawful ways, violating our First and 10th Amendment rights, our equal sovereignty principle, and provisions of the Administrative Procedures Act. They have to obey the law themselves as they carry forth their statutory duties. We argue they're not doing that. They have to operate within the law and the Constitution. Yes, sir.
AC Thompson from PBS Frontline.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Is this litigation aimed at restraining the use of crowd control weapons, less lethal weapons? Our whole crew got pepper sprayed today by federal agents. Are you aiming to do anything about that?
Well, one thing I'd like to ask you to do is to make a complaint and make sure people know what happened to you and your crew. Part of what our case is about is First Amendment protection. We believe that the federal government is persecuting the state of Minnesota because of our political.
Now, they shouldn't be getting pepper sprayed. Now, I don't know if they're out there in the middle of the chaos. If you're in the middle of the chaos, which I'm assuming you are as a reporter, a newscaster, or whatever, and you see that these people are going at these people and they're going back and forth, right? And then they got to pepper spray them and you happen to be there, allegedly. I don't know. That's what happens. But reporters, this shit is crazy. You're going to be there. I would say be prepared. That's just me. Maybe it's just me, John.
Views. And that goes, and look, the First Amendment, the press is protected by the First Amendment, and it's vitally important in this moment when freedom of the press and every First Amendment right is under a threat by the federal government. So I'm going to ask you to let us know what happened. But yeah, y'all
should ask them about that tape.
We're trying to restore lawful conduct and make sure that the federal government operates within the boundaries of the law, which they're required to do. Yes, sir.
That's obviously really ramped up in the last week.
Right.
What kind of timeline can we expect on this suit? What are you looking at with your office kind of expecting?
Did you file it?
Well, we filed a lawsuit already. It's on file right now.
All right. So they filed the lawsuit for those that just got here. They filed a lawsuit to get the agents to get out of Minnesota because it's racist. It's probably OBIC and it's all these other things because they don't have the ICE people aren't doing it right. And they're being unfair to the citizens and everybody is scared to go to school, go to work, and they're not going to be able to pay their bills and businesses are going to shut down and kids can't go to school. Well, they got to have remote learning until February at this point because they're so scared. Everybody's so scared, but everybody in the street. So I'm confused. Everybody is scared, but everybody in the street. Which one is it? Maybe it's just me, child. It's just me.
Well, it's hard to predict exactly what the court schedule will be, but we are anticipating quick action. I don't know, would any of my team members Brian, you want to respond to that?
Brian Carter, Special Counsel to the Attorney General. I don't know if we filed quite yet, but we do have a...
Oh, wait a minute now. He's talking about, I don't know if we filed quite yet. So y'all just up here yickety yakking then. How the hell you don't know if you filed? This is your, what is this dude? The AG. He don't know if you filed or not? The one that's on tape? Shout out to Nana. Thank you so much, Boo. I appreciate you. He said, whatever white liberal women smoke, pasamelo. That must be like Spanish or something. But shout out to liberal white women. Can't stand them. Can't stand them. At all. At all. Say that again.
I don't know, would any of my team members Brian, you want to respond to that?
Brian Carter, Special Counsel to the Attorney General. I don't know if we filed quite yet, but we...
How the hell you don't know, you the counsel, if you filed yet, and you the lawyer that worked for him, and he the one that said that y'all already filed? People be lying. You got to listen, pay attention.
We do have a motion for a temporary restraining order that's going to be filed today. We're going to ask that the court hear that motion tomorrow morning. There's another similar motion in a separate but related lawsuit that's scheduled for that time.
Yeah.
We'll try and piggyback on that, and we're going to be asking for...
We're just going to try to put another case on a case of a different nature and put it on top of that one and see if we can get them to give us an emergency hearing, I guess. That's kind of what I hear. I just pay a lawyer on YouTube, child. That's a real lawyer, I guess, right there. And yeah, shout out to Uncle Rick, the AG, this guy that was just speaking, talking about, we filed the lawsuit, is under investigation too, because he on tape allegedly doing pay for play.
For immediate relief.
Brian Carter, everybody.
Paul, have any specifics on overtime for police officers in the way that Minneapolis had some stats?
Yeah, and we do know that we've had to open our command center in order to monitor the city. We've had to have all of our officers in uniform, so that we do have information as well, and we'll be sharing more of that information in the days to come as it
Hopefully they have their body cameras on.
relates to this lawsuit.
Are those overtime costs likely to reach into the millions if this continues?
Yeah. The question is, are those overtime costs for Minneapolis police and St. Paul police likely to reach into the millions? The answer is absolutely. We have normal core functions that we are tasked with doing on a daily basis. We are required to respond to 911 calls. We are trying to prevent murders from happening and carjackings from taking place. And by the way, the work of our police has been driving down those numbers substantially. Our police officers have performed admirably because they're not just doing their day-to-day job. They're also responding to countless 911 calls that people are being kidnapped, that agents in unmarked uniforms in unmarked cars are simply taking people off the streets that are American citizens. They're required to do the work to keep the peace. Our police officers are doing the work to keep the peace and to keep people safe. With 600 officers, we can't do all of those things all of the time, not to mention our officers are human beings, and therefore there is a point where they get tired. And when we've canceled all days off, when our chief is working tirelessly, and he deserves a ton of credit here.
Oh, wow. So your oppressors deserve some rest, but the federal oppressors don't deserve any type of respect, while you're basically telling everybody to continue to go at them, waiting and wanting something to happen to someone so that you could say, see, Jakey, you're not fooling me.
Our officers are human beings, and therefore there is a point where they get tired. And when we've canceled all days off, when our chief is working tirelessly, and he deserves a ton of credit here too, where we've got officers that are working incredibly long hours and long shifts. The truth is that when you get to a certain point, you start making mistakes, not because you're a bad cop, but because you're a human being. And
you hear that? It's not because you're a bad cop, it's because you're a human being. So while he's allowing these people to make all this noise outside of the hotel and the federal agents will be tired, possibly making a mistake, they're not allowed to make a mistake. I promise you they're not allowed to make a mistake. But God forbid if the state oppressors make a mistake, then Jacob will have an excuse. But depending on if they make an excuse, who they make a mistake against, then it'll be a different story. This is amazing. Then it will be a different story with the people in Minnesota. Because, child, if those oppressors make a mistake against a Somalian or an ABCD or a black person, I promise you it'll be a different story, child. I promise you it will be a different story. These people are full of shit. Whatever fits the narrative at the moment is what they're going to go with. Jacob up here trying to act like he got all this, I don't know what it is, this backbone. He is a LTM also, low testosterone male. He's a low testosterone male as well. Shout out to Dre. I appreciate you, hun. He said these brain dead media directed black activists ain't said a word about Takia Young or Keith Porter, but they're crashing out about Miss Minnesota. Bullshit, lies, and mayhem. Child, absolutely, I agree. Y'all hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you are new.
This is amazing.
Oh, see, this is what I'm talking about. Liberal. We ain't saying nothing about that damn woman. Here she go. One track. This is the problem. They can't get anything else in that brain because it's so damn small. They don't use this. One thing gets in there and that's all they got. They can't do anything else. They can't walk and chew gum at the same time. See, this is what they do. This is how they look. Crazy, deranged. Ain't nobody speaking about that damn woman. That's you. That's you. So get your ass on down there to Minnesota and get on out there with the rest of them. Or did you donate to the 1.5 million? Shout out to Nana with another 5. He said, likes up, chat, support. Thank you so much, Hannah. I appreciate you. Shout out to all of y'all that are here, even the crazies. Appreciate you. All views matter, child. All views matter.
And so we need relief. We're asking the court for it. But the damage that we are suffering right now in Minneapolis is not limited to overtime costs. It's schools shutting down. It's businesses closing. It's people being afraid to go out and get groceries and therefore are going hungry. It's their...
Now Minnesotans are going hungry, y'all. They're scared to go outside and get some groceries, so now they're going hungry. You're getting kidnapped. You're going hungry. Child, this is crazy.
Inability to get money so that they're unable to pay rent. There is a snowball effect that is happening right here. And it's not just because we're in Minnesota and there's a lot of snow. The snowball effect is because what ICE is doing is intentional. This is intentionally putting us in a very difficult position that is not pro-business and is not pro-safety. The only thing that I can see it being is pro-politics.
Pro-politics, but the question is, do you see how you're being pro-politics, sir? Do you see any of that? I'm sure he doesn't. Jakey, come on, Jakey. Child, how old is Jakey? I might have to look it up. I give him 30 some odd years old. Your 30 some odd years old does not compete with my 50 plus years. Shout out to Reaper for 5 memberships. I appreciate you, hon. Thank you so much. Hopefully the weirdos didn't catch a membership, but if you did catch a membership, please make sure you thank Death the Reaper. Shout out to all the channel members. I see you. I appreciate you.
We talked a couple protesters and thought some very heavy-handed use of force toward them. Are you guys concerned about what you're hearing from the public in terms of not only when we talk about the pepper ball spray or how people are being tackled and handled or what you saw at the high school? Can you elaborate on what you guys are hearing about?
Well, I'll let the mayors jump in here, but I can tell you that this whole lawsuit is partially driven, not exclusively, but partially driven by exactly what you just said.
Awesome.
And again, look, ICE was operating here before this surge.
You're awesome.
We didn't file a lawsuit before.
Awesome.
This is because of this surge.
You're awesome.
And quite honestly,
you're awesome.
It is because of the accumulation of so many stories that are just so far out of the.
You're awesome.
We definitely catching some of these weirdos with all that. Thank you so much, Reaper.
You're awesome. You're awesome. You're awesome.
You're awesome, boo. Thank you so much, as always, always supporting the channel. Thank you so much for everything that you do. Again, I appreciate you. If you caught a membership, at minimum, please make sure you thank Death the Reaper. Thank you so much, hon, as always. Do I still have a job? I'm off this week. I told you I'm off this week. I'm off. I'm here. I'm on. Maybe not tomorrow. I think I'm gonna go see my dad tomorrow. But the funny thing is that I'm in here after we just came in from dinner and I had some drinks. So I'm just a little bit, because I haven't drank in a while. I ain't been on a cruise in a while. So I haven't drank in a while and I'm not supposed to be drinking. So I'm trying to be chill. But after this, I'm definitely hitting the bed. Anyway, appreciate y'all. Good, bad, and indifferent. Come on, y'all. The AG here is under investigation. Jacob and Timmy got issues, all the fraud. Now they found all this money allegedly over the years, and yet they don't do anything wrong. It's everybody else.
The range of normal. Some of y'all saw the videotape at Target. Some of y'all saw the videotape at Roosevelt High School. And I can tell you how many people who've called me and said, I am afraid to go to work. And I'm not talking about people who are non-citizens. I'm saying citizens, because when a woman like Renee Good gets shot down, then everybody, citizens, non-citizens, are terrified. And I'll leave it to the mayors to fill in there.
I will say that the question is if we're hearing about it, we are absolutely.
Oh, I was about to say, how's she the mayor when Jakey's the mayor? But this is the mayor of Minneapolis. Whoever said the other day that Prince is rolling over in his grave, he most certainly is. Rest in peace to Prince. This ain't right.
I mean, I think that we are really lucky here in our state, and specifically Minnesota, St. Paul, Minneapolis, is that we have a strong network of community organizers who've been working.
I wonder if the white lady that was the sign languager lady, I wonder if she was tired or she was scared to come into work, and that's the reason why this black lady is here today. I mean, her facial expressions is crazy too, but that white woman is the best. Listen, bring her back. She might be the only liberal white woman, if that's what she is, that I can stand.
Together, we hear almost every instance that happens, whether it's texted to us personally and we're looking into it, or whether it's coming into our neighborhood groups, we are hearing it and we are seeing it and we are looking into. Every time I get one, I inquire into it to see. But I think that what's more important in all of this is that it's not just the tactics that are being used.
Does anybody here know sign language? Because I want y'all to let us know if she's really doing the right thing. Because child, they're so animated.
It's the attack on the American people who are citizens. I wasn't born here. I'm carrying my ID with me. I'm carrying my passport card and my ID with me all the time because I don't know when I'm going to be detained, when I'm going to be approached. The fact is that it doesn't have to, the tactics doesn't even at this point really matter, right? It's the fact that we are being attacked as American citizens right now, and we are hearing of it, and we are inquiring into it every single time we get something sent to us.
Last question.
a lot of lawsuits against the federal government that have been ongoing, led by your office. We also do have the backdrop of fraud investigations happening as well. Can you just speak about how resources are being doled out in the Attorney General's office and who's being dedicated to fighting the federal government?
Our Medicaid fraud unit is hard at work. We've prosecuted and convicted over
Are they scared to go to work?
300 people since I've been Attorney General for Medicaid fraud, and other people in our office who work on.
Pause. Does he not realize that him even saying that he's arrested all these people for the actual fraud is a problem, sir? These are not like the clients, y'all. These are like the people.
This is amazing.
These are like the people that are involved with doling out the benefits. Maybe receipt, but they're not like the regulars. So you've prosecuted or arrested 300 people, and you think that's a good look on your resume, sir? It sounds like you got some checks and balances that need to be checked and balanced so that you don't have all this fraud. I guess it's just me, child. I guess it's just me. Nah. Thank you, boo. He said trade Minnesota for Greenland and send him. Oh, no. Yo. Not trade Minnesota for Greenland and send Timmy. Timmy, he is focused, man. I don't think I've seen Timmy today. Where is Timmy at? I guess he didn't feel like going to work. You don't feel like going to work, then you just calling out, child. Oh, and how am I off at the beginning of the year? Don't you get a re-up on all your benefits, all your days off and everything at the beginning of the year? Okay. I will be in Arizona in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. You already know.
Who do agency representation, they're working hard. But the people who work on what I call federal accountability, they're busy too, because the federal government has tried to deprive our state of money that we're entitled to by statute that has been appropriated to our state. And if we don't fight for it, we won't get it. And that will deprive the.
Oh, maybe this is the real reason they're fighting for that money that Trump said that he wasn't sending back to them. What if that's what it is? What if they're really doing this because they are fighting to get that money that he said that he was going to stop? I think, what was it, childcare and food nutrition or something like that? I forget. This is too much coming fast. Maybe that's the real reason that they're doing this, and they're just trying to lump everything together. Oh, but y'all want that money. You're
awesome.
As usual. Y'all already know what it is, child. They're going to do what they're going to do in order to get that daggone money because, child, free stuff.
We like free stuff. So we came out here to get all this free stuff. But then the call saying you can't get the free stuff. What? Cause the people want to take it. And how y'all gonna take some stuff that ain't even yours? It's free.
So I got my 2 baskets and took the bus or whatever.
Wait a damn minute.
We get down here, we get some free stuff.
We're already in a recession. Times are hard. Why not just let us get the items and invest and be okay? We are Black women. We care about our crown. Why not give back to the community and let us get the product? The tools, any other eviction.
They want that funding, don't they? Give up the information, Jakey. Timmy, what's the AG's name? Ellison, child, whatever his name is. Give them the information. Why are you not giving the information up? But you out here talking this sugar honey iced tea. Shout out to Black Navy American Vet. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Shout out to you. Salute to our veterans. Snap and childcare. Thank you, Thick Granny. The Snap and the childcare. Shout out to you, hon. I appreciate you. Again, thank you, all the channel members. I appreciate all of y'all. And again, we support veterans over here. So salute to all the veterans. We appreciate everything that you do. Come on with this clown show.
The people of the state of Minnesota of resources and money that they deserve. And I'm talking about things like SNAP benefits, housing benefits, childcare benefits, all kinds of benefits, National Institute of Health benefits, FEMA benefits that they've tried to unconstitutionally deprive us from. So do we have resource pressure? Yeah, my folks are working really hard, harder than they should have to. But we're also, but we can walk and chew gum, and we're fighting fraud every single day. And let me just.
Well, it's nice to know some of y'all can walk and chew gum.
Say this about fraud: anybody who steals from a program designed to help poor people is no friend of mine, and I'm all good to hold them accountable. And, the federal government, they're doing all this stuff that we don't need them to do. I wish they'd do some more things we do need them to do. Now, I'm not talking about local federal officials. They're doing their job. We worked with the U.S. Attorney's Office and the FBI to fight fraud, and I'm very glad with their partnership. What I'm referring to is the substance of this lawsuit right now. This is not what we need. We don't need this, but we need all the help we can get to help make sure that every dollar that the generous people of Minnesota devote to helping others gets to those others.
Are you confident that DHS and the federal government would abide by the judge's orders? And what would be the next?
Yes, I am.
If they do not?
No, I believe that they will abide by the orders, because I believe that anybody who stands below an American flag, lifts up their hand and swears an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States will abide by the lawful orders of a court. And if they don't, I want everybody in this room to know that they are the ones who are expressing contempt for the rule of law. Now, having said that, you asked the what if question. Well, there are ample ways to make a miscreant violator of a court order obey that court order. One of them is a contempt of court, but let's not jump there. Let's expect good conduct and obedience to law, and that's what we expect. That's what we expect we're going to get. And I think there's a possibility that Mayor Fry wanted to talk a little bit more about what your citizens are going through, or maybe you covered that already.
I can add on.
Yeah, but I just think well, you want to go for it?
Just in general.
Yeah, just like what people are dealing with. Man.
Yeah. I mean, we don't use the word invasion lightly. What we are seeing is thousands, plural, thousands of federal agents coming into our city. And yeah, they're having a tremendous impact on day-to-day life. And it's a negative one. And whether that's kids that are trying to get to school or businesses that are trying to open, that's police officers that are responding to 911 calls. It's just about being able to conduct daily life right here in our city. And look, this is not about fraud. When you have a fraudster, you investigate, you charge, you prosecute, you hold the person accountable, and then they get put in jail as an individual. They get put in jail as an individual. You do not hold an entire community or an entire city accountable for the actions of the fraudsters. That's not a novel concept. That's just the way this works in American society, and we should be abiding by that.
There you go.
Good. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And let me say thank you, Mayor Herr. Let me say thank you to the men and women of the independent press of America. Yep. The reality is,
damn, you must be short if Jakey is taller than you.
Is that the work you do is critically important to get the word out to the people, and we are grateful for it. And with that, we're going to conclude. But I'm sure any of us will be willing to talk to y'all offline. Bye-bye.
Talk to them online so we can hear y'all. Well, that's the end of that mess. That freaking circus. That's a damn circus, child. I don't care what nobody say. Let me see what is going on. So remember, he just said that the businesses can't operate. It looks like immigrant-owned businesses are now reporting revenue losses following the ICE raids. Well, what about anybody else's businesses? Any of them losing anything?
A lot of small businesses are becoming collateral damage in the ICE surge here in Minnesota. Business owners telling us there's a chilling effect on employees and customers, even those who are citizens or legal residents.
Fox 9's Courtney Hoggart is live in Minneapolis tonight. Courtney, you have checked out a few shopping and eating areas today, and you are on Central Avenue right now, which has been a lot quieter than usual, right?
Yeah, Simone and Kelsey, this is a multicultural area in Northeast Minneapolis.
This is a multicultural area.
Listen, along Central Avenue here, just about every Hispanic-owned business and business that is frequented by Hispanic customers closed up shop, at least for today. What we did see today is plenty of folks wearing whistles, watching for ICE up and down Central Avenue. We also saw ICE agents driving back and forth on Central Avenue for a while, but the foot traffic here has been minimal other than the ICE watchers themselves. And, that's the problem here for these businesses, is that nobody would be even coming in here and coming to see them. But, the scene was much the same when we drove down to Lake Street in Minneapolis and looked around there. And in District del Sol in St. Paul, we drove around there as well. Saw, Boca Chica restaurant, very popular, was closed. El Burrito Mercado, a shop/restaurant, very popular, also closed, at least for today.
And Courtney, what are these businesses, what are the owners telling you about their plans? And with the size of this surge, are they looking long term?
Yeah, Kelsey, I talked to a couple of business owners who said it's really going to be hard for them to make rent next month, both at their business and at their home. They say, nobody walking in, they get no money, and it's hard to pay rent. One thing that they did say, though, is that, they have a lot of good neighbors who are coming and, making them feel welcome here.
Oh,
because this Minnesota is very, very friendly and the people is, wow, that's why I'm stay here. The people, they take care of the community.
So they after the Hispanics? Is that what they trying to say? That sounds racist. Okay. That to me, that sounds racist. Who's trying to shout out to Uncle Rick? I know you're already there. Who is trying to retire to Minnesota? That's what Timmy said. Everybody wants to go and retire to Minnesota. How many of y'all want to retire in Minnesota, Bueller?
Yeah, and as we heard there, Corn, people here want to stay. Have they talked about how much business they are losing during the surge?
Yeah, you know, Simone, it's different for all of them. Obviously, the restaurants like this one that closed today got no revenue today. I talked to a guy who owns a convenience store, and he says he's lost almost 100% of his revenue for at least a week.
No. Jakey and Ellison, I think his name is, the AG, said that it's racist the way that they are carrying out the ICE raids, I guess you should call it. So that's why they're filing the lawsuit. It's racist. Let's be clear, okay? Let's be clear. That's what's racist.
At this point. And then, you know, Mary was talking about the lawsuit that the state and a couple of cities have filed. Well, that says that a lot of the customer-facing businesses in both Minneapolis and St. Paul have lost 50 to 80% of their revenue since the surge started about a month ago in early December.
Yeah, feeling the effects of everything that's happening with the surge in ICE agents.
Oh, look at that. We got a colored in here. This is amazing. Malcolm X warned you about me? You trying to tell me Malcolm X knew about me? Oh, rest in peace to Malcolm. I didn't get no pictures or anything, child. I did read the book, though. Rest in peace to Malcolm X. I see that you're one of the unhinged ones. Shout out to you. All views matter. All views matter. Anyway, shout out to Reaper. I appreciate you. He said, are people not going to work because they are too busy following ICE? Exactly. Or trying to harass ICE at nighttime and are too tired to go to work. Exactly. Everything that we've been watching. These people are crazy. They out here whistling. I've seen a bunch of people with whistles. Oh, wow. Good job. Good job. And then they're going to say that if the local police are tired, if they make a mistake, of course, it's not going to be their fault. But it's like, okay, well, your people are trying to keep the ICE agents up. They're not getting any sleep, but nobody's thinking about that. Nah. One track, child. One track. Cannot walk and chew gum at the same time. Anyway, oh yeah, this is over. All right. Moving on to this lovely scene here. We'll see what happens. This from the New York Post. Tensions flare during Minneapolis ICE arrest. Are you going to shoot me in the face? Yeah, this is how they spend the night. How come these people don't have to go to work? It's Monday. It's Monday. It's Monday. Y'all need to go to work. Don't these people need to go to work? Guess this is why they like to retire to Minneapolis, child. Thank you for the reminder. Shout out to all of y'all. Please make sure you hit the like button. Subscribe if you are new. Did they just spray her like a damn roach? Like a Raid ice spray? Oh, no. No, there's no crying and protesting, child. No. There's no crying and protesting. Now, you wanted to be all up in his face. Y'all want to be all up in their face. You got this. Liberal white women. Now, mama, you know you're too old for... Oh, hold up, screenshot. You know damn well you are too old for this. Girl, you know damn well you're too old for this.
Who has water? Somebody please get water.
Oh, this will put them in their place. Now everybody got their eyes closed. Everybody see me wondering it up now. Oh, no. in the freezing ass Minnesota cold. I'm sorry, who wants to move here? Who wants to move here? Then they all gonna get sick and they gonna blame Donald Trump for that. They're all gonna get sick, even though white people, y'all know you don't get sick from stuff like this. Y'all don't get sick. But if y'all get sick and you get the flu, because isn't the flu running around? Isn't the flu running around right now? Maybe it's C19 too. No! You don't like it? Scroll the fuck up. Shout out to Take Heed to the Message. Watch and stay watching because I know you're not going to go anywhere. These are the retirees. They ain't got shit to do. They back to this house again. I wonder where that man went. I wonder if he got out or not. All right, we didn't see this. Let's see what the kids is doing. The kids are out here too. Your kids are supposed to be home learning. They out here protesting too. You're teaching them great, child. You're teaching them great. See, I told y'all. I told you he wouldn't go anywhere. Child, if you don't get down there with your people and start protesting, why are you here in this chat? You need to be down there with your people, child. Go.
He's wearing a 9 hat news. That's more funny.
All right, let's get another one. Education, not for
Young liberal white girl.
war and deportation. Money for jobs and education, not for war and deportation. Money for jobs and education, not for war and deportation. Money for jobs and education, not for war and deportation. Money for jobs and education, not for war and deportation.
Dang it. Child, they probably dance like them girls we saw yesterday that was trying to stroll. DRX, thank you, boo. He said a little something for the messy mic fun. Thank you, hon. I appreciate you. Come on, kids. Show us what you got.
We want justice, we want peace, we want ICE off our streets. We want justice, we want peace, we want ICE off our streets. We want justice, we want peace, we want ICE off our streets. We want justice, we want peace, we want ICE off our streets. We want justice, we want peace, we want ICE off our streets. We want justice, we want peace, we want ICE off our streets. We want justice, we want peace, we want ICE off our streets. We want justice,
Now look, y'all know damn well y'all don't need to be there. If y'all don't go home,
we want peace, we want ICE off our streets. Love, not hate. That's what makes America great. 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 Love, not hate.
that's good. Make America great. Love, not hate. That's what makes America great. Love, not hate. That's what makes America great. I like it.
Makes America great.
Yes.
Love, not hate.
Yeah.
Makes America great.
Okay.
Love,
Yeah.
not hate. Makes America great.
Oh, go.
Love, not hate.
Yeah.
Makes America great.
Mm-hmm.
Love, not hate.
Mm-hmm.
Makes America great.
Go.
Love, not hate.
Mm-hmm.
Makes America great.
Oh, keep going.
Will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated.
I give the kids a break.
The people united will never be defeated.
Oh no, I'll just work. Yeah.
Will never be defeated. The people united.
Are they allowed to be filmed? Aren't they children? Anyway. Hakeem Jeffries talked today, yeah. Hakeem had a conference. We need to make sure that we listen to what Hakeem has to say. Maybe he has something good to say. All right. We listen to everybody, unlike others. StreamYard or StreamYard, give me a second, please. All right. It just says Hakeem Jeffries has a news conference, and this is today, 3 hours ago.
For funding for the agency, given the situation in Minneapolis.
Kristi Noem, the Department of Homeland Security, and ICE, they're totally out of control. And the American people want these extremists to be reined in. And what's in front of us right now is a spending bill that will go either one of two ways. Either Republicans will continue their my way or the highway approach as it relates to the Homeland Security bill. And if that happens, then it's going to be on them to figure out a path forward. Alternatively, particularly in the face of the tragedy, Renee Nicole Good should be alive today. There was no justification for that killing. That ICE agent and Kristi Noem, they've shown depraved indifference toward human life. That's what we saw. That's what the American people saw. And so clearly there's some common sense measures that need to be put in place so that ICE can conduct itself in a manner that is at least consistent with every other law enforcement agency in the United States of America at the state, local, and federal level. That's not too much to ask. Conduct yourself like every other law enforcement agency in the country. Instead, they're running around out of control with masks, no body cameras, no accountability, no warrants, arresting, and in some cases, deporting American citizens. And that's why the American people don't have a favorable view on the manner in which Donald Trump and his reckless administration are conducting immigration policy in the country right now.
Thank you, Mr. Leader. You mentioned in your remarks that because Democrats never wavered on their position on health care, that led to you all being able to get the ACA discharge petition over the finish line. There are multiple positions on the DHS right now. Some of your members are saying they want to abolish ICE. Some are saying they want Kristi Noem impeached. Some are saying use.
Sounds like a low testosterone male asking a question. Am I lying?
The DHS approached the bill to withhold funding. Some are saying that Republicans need to use their oversight authority and hold Kristi, Noem accountable in front of the American people, have her come before Homeland Security and Judiciary to testify. Given the fact that in 2025, so much of your success was due to the message discipline that you showed on affordability and healthcare, are you concerned that a year or two into 2026, all of these various positions on DHS and immigration enforcement could muddle some of the message that you're trying to put forward as we have?
I feel like his tongue is getting away from him or something, and I don't even see him.
To the midterms?
Kristi Noem should stop hiding behind her MAGA wardrobe and actually come before the Congress and face the American people through their elected representatives. If she thinks her position is defensible, then show up, as opposed to stopping by for a drive-by and then scurrying out of the hearing with some fake excuse because you can't stand the heat. And that was before the killing of Renee Nicole Good. So it is clear that Kristi Noem should show up and be held accountable before the elected representatives in the House of Representatives, whether that's the Homeland Security Committee, first and foremost, Judiciary, or
Kristi was bullshitting. Let's be honest. Kristi was bullshitting. She was just out there just saying shit. She's sticking to the script for sure. She's definitely sticking to the script. She be lying. Child, she didn't know nothing. She out there talking about she gonna support those ICE people no matter what. She's one of those, I'm going down with the ship no matter what. Girl, we do see. Girl, we do see. Well, some of us see. Anyway, go on.
Oversight. But House Democrats.
Why he remind me of Obama? He does remind me of Obama.
Democrats are going to have a family conversation throughout the week in the caucus meeting and in the whip meeting about the path forward related to these most recent developments. We are unified behind the fact that under the leadership of Pramila Jayapal, there's going to be a hearing that House Democrats will hold this Friday.
What's Friday?
In Minneapolis, as part of the effort to hold the Department of Homeland Security accountable for its out of control behavior. Now, it's important to understand that a lot of the funding for ICE that is currently being unleashed on the American people, American citizens. Renee Nicole Good was a 37-year-old mom, an American citizen who was cut down by ICE in plain view for all of the American people in the world to see. It's important to understand that a lot of the funding that's being unleashed on the American people in such extreme ways right now was provided not through the traditional appropriations process, but a connection with the one big ugly bill that every single Democrat and every single House, Senate.
Wait, how is the big beautiful bills taking strays? Why are we talking about that? Why are we talking about the big beautiful?
Democrat opposed, every single one of us. And that Donald Trump and Republicans jammed down the throats of the American people. And so the funding dynamic that we have to navigate as it relates to ICE's out of control behavior is different in nature than what may have otherwise been the case, because a lot of the funding that ICE is currently utilizing comes from that one big ugly bill. And that's something that we'll collectively, be working on as our discussions continue.
The big ugly bill.
Yep.
I wanted to ask you about the stock ban legislation that Republicans have introduced today or will introduce today. I saw that magazine statement saying that it doesn't go far enough, that Democrats feel it falls short. But I was curious, when it comes to the floor, as is expected in maybe a few weeks, do you expect that Democrats uniformly will vote against this bill?
Well, we haven't had a caucus meeting to discuss this issue. We look forward to hearing from Seth Magaziner, of course, Joe Morelli, Pramila Jayapal, Representative Ocasio-Cortez. They've all been leaders on this issue. Of course, 3 of them put out a strong statement of concern, or in some cases opposition, as it relates to this watered down version of a bill that Mike Johnson and House Republicans.
He talking about watered down.
Are desperately trying to put forward. We need real anti-corruption measures to deal with challenges that we have in the Congress, in the Supreme Court, and certainly as it relates to this administration, the most corrupt administration in American history. The Trump cartel is running the largest pay-to-play scheme in the country's history. And there is going to be real accountability. It's coming your way.
We're looking for it.
It's coming.
We waiting.
It cannot escape it.
We waiting.
No matter what games they try to play over the next couple of months, real accountability delivered by the American people is coming toward MAGA extremism.
Y'all need to drink when you hear somebody say American people, because they've been saying that phrase so much. We could all be rich off of every 10 cents every time they say it.
Now,
did any of them come and ask any of y'all? Like, seriously, did any of them come and ask any of y'all? They ain't asked me shit. They ain't come ask me shit, but they always speaking for us, aren't they?
As it relates to this particular bill, we'll have to have a discussion about it. Let's see what occurs in the committee markup. That's the first step before anything gets to the floor. Republicans are having big problems on the floor of the House of Representatives. There's no guarantee that this bill has enough support on the Republican side, let alone on the Democratic side, to make it to the floor or even pass.
Thank you, Mr. Leader. A couple of House Democrats within the caucus have raised possibly impeaching Trump, especially after Venezuela. There's a couple of others, obviously, who have also said, in terms of cabinet officials like Kristi Noem, are these conversations that you are entertaining at all? And if not, how are you tamping them down to make sure that the caucus is united going into the midterms?
Well, we haven't had a caucus-wide conversation on that issue. Clearly, we're going to have to explore what accountability looks like as it relates to an out-of-control administration that continues to break the law, violate norms, and jam reckless right-wing extremism down the throats of the American people. That's a conversation that we're not going to run away from. We'll run toward it at the appropriate time. But what unites House Democrats at this moment continues to be a focus on 3 issues: making clear to the American people, you deserve better; driving down the high cost of living, because there is an affordability crisis in this country, despite what Donald Trump has to say. It's not a hoax. It's very real.
There's an affordability crisis. We'll talk about that again.
We have to fix our broken healthcare system, and we can begin by extending the Affordable Care Act tax credits, as House Democrats were able to successfully do on our side of the Capitol, and now it falls on John Thune and Senate Republicans to do the right thing. And we have to clean up corruption in this town, across the board.
Clean up corruption where? What town is he in? Where he at? Y'all know where this man is at?
And that will involve accountability for lawbreakers who are going to have to be reined in a variety of different ways. Listen, the House right now is nothing more than a reckless rubber stamp under Republican leadership for Donald Trump's extreme policies, and the American people know it. It's one of the reasons why Republicans are being routed all across the country politically. That started to happen last January. It took a while for people to catch up to that narrative. Now,
oh, of course it started in January, y'all. It started in January. Everything was perfect prior to that, yeah. Everything was perfect. I remember those TikToks. The regulars remember. Can't afford the egg. I can't afford the eggs. I can't afford the milk. Gas is too high. I have no place to live. I can't afford a thing. while being draped, nails, hair done, everything done. I can't afford anything. I don't think we have an affordability crisis at all. I really don't. Because as long as you keep buying this shit, it's never going to come down. But y'all, what do I know?
Now it's undeniable. Democrats are pushing back against Republican extremism, and that work continues. It's not going to let up. Donald Trump wants to wear America down so he can tear America down. That's the whole philosophy of MAGA Republican extremism. The problem, the miscalculation, was that the American people haven't stepped back, they're fighting back. And it's going to take different forms. But House Democrats, as we just saw on the floor last week, as we saw with the Epstein petition, as we saw in support of the effort to repeal Donald Trump's executive order that stripped away collective bargaining rights for more than 1 million hardworking federal employees, Democrats remain united, and we're getting stuff done for the American people. Expect that to continue in 2026.
Now, I will agree that the gas is down, but y'all, that damn thing fluctuates too much for me to be saying that that's a win. He's talking about everything. What the hell have they done? What?
Thank you, Mr. Leader. Congresswoman Ilhan Omar has criticized federal agents for wasting taxpayer dollars in Minnesota, even as her state faces one of the largest federal fraud investigations involving taxpayer dollars.
Hold on a second. You know what? What happened to Project 2025? You just reminded me what in the hell happened to Project 2025. Remember, it was Project 2025, Project 2025, Project 2025. What happened? What happened? Everybody's supposed to be scared of Project 2025. I ain't heard that damn phrase since January. Rolly, we try to tell ya.
How do you reconcile opposing federal enforcement while this massive fraud probe is underway to try to protect those very taxpayers?
It's not going to be that one thing has to do with the other. There's an ongoing investigation at the state, local.
No, but your mom is stupid because she had you. What's happening right now? So you're telling me that ICE was on the list to go into Wisconsin or finding all that fraud? Is that what it was? Well, what? Don't talk about it. Be specific, MFer.
And federal level, as it relates to the allegations of fraud that have been presented. But at the same period of time, there's got to be accountability. The American people are demanding accountability, right? And Congress, we have a role.
So you're not
to
going
serve
to
as a check and balance on an out of control executive branch. And of course, as John.
I guess because the Department of Education was closed. Child, look at all these dummies on the street. It ain't working. You see all these dummies on the street? It's not working anyway. What you need it for? What do you need it for? These people are dumb. Dumb.
Adams once said, this Congress, right? It at its best, the House should be an exact replica of the American people, in our view, reflect the hopes, the dreams, the aspirations, the fears, the concerns, the anxieties, the aspirations, or as the framers said, the passions of the American people. And the American people want us to do a variety of different things, like drive down the high cost of living, fix our broken healthcare system, clean up corruption, prevent Donald Trump from engaging in failed, endless foreign wars, protect the Federal Reserve from outrageous weaponization of the Department of Justice, and of course, deal with ICE's behavior, which is objectively out of control. They are killing American citizens with dollars provided by ICE by Republicans on a partisan basis. And that's why I supported the letter that was most recently sent by Congresswoman Ilhan Omar.
So, I mean, to kind of hone in on this a little bit. So, if not impeachment, if not a funding fight, what other options in the minority do you realistically have to go after ICE, to try to protect the Fed, etc.?
We haven't ruled anything in, and we haven't ruled anything out. Everything is on the table from the standpoint of complete and total accountability. We just haven't had the discussion as a caucus as it relates to what is the best path forward. But obviously, removal requires a majority in the House and 2/3 of the Senate. Now, I'm no mathematician, but that means removal, if that is the ultimate objective, requires, I believe, 19 Senate Republicans to support removal.
Got it.
19 Senate Republicans to support removal, regardless of what happens in the House of Representatives. So we're going to have a conversation about the best path forward. What is clear is that Kristi Noem is completely and totally unqualified. She should have never been confirmed by Senate Republicans. It's disgraceful that she's there. She should be run out of town as soon as possible. Figuring out the best way to accomplish that objective is going to take a conversation and strategic engagement, as we've done on every other issue, particularly in areas where we continue to win on behalf of the American people. Thank you, everyone.
Was that supposed to be a drop the mic moment? He didn't even say goodbye, thank you, I appreciate you, nothing. He's like, all right, I'm done, F it. All right, Hakeem. Child, I feel like I ain't hear nothing. Where is Almond Eyes? I feel like she ain't been around lately. Anyway, all right. Look, he do look like Obama from here. Look at him. Yo, is he really trying to be Obama? Look at him. Don't he look like Obama just like right there? Absolutely. Freeze frame. Freeze frame. Y'all know that song? Let me go over here to, let me see what the kids is doing. Hold on. They still singing? All right. Yeah, they still singing. Let me go over here to Tip Network, okay? Because he did a video titled, shout out to Tip. It is saying Minnesota State Senator exposed having direct ties to election fraud and the daycare scandal. Because I feel like people are missing the fact on what this is really about initially. And no one wants to talk about that. Yeah, we showed some videos yesterday of him, Obama, Clinton, and even Hillary talking about illegal immigration and getting rid of people. I'm just saying. Oh, no, not that. Didn't we talk about that last night? Shout out to everybody that was there for the panel last night. Sorry that I don't know what was going on, but Sandra does it differently. So it just wasn't compatible or something, but hopefully we can do that again. I'm so upset. Oh my God. I've never heard this before. Oh my God. You already know. It was we did a panel last night on Sandra Faye's channel. Me, Sandra, Dee, and Smell the Roses. It's pretty cool. I'm sorry though. It was Sunday night. I need to go to bed. Anyway, all right, let's hear what he has to say. So the Minnesota State Senator exposed having a direct tie to election fraud and the daycare scandal.
Savages that went to Minnesota and exposed all the daycares and all that. The Somalians that have the daycares that's getting millions and millions of dollars from,
kids daycare and the previous what was it called, Creative Minds daycare. His name's Mohammed Muse, and he is the brother-in-law of Omar Fateh. For those who don't know, Omar is a member of the Minnesota Senate called Creative Minds daycare. His name's Mohammed Muse, and he is the brother-in-law of Omar Fateh. For those who don't know, Omar is a member of the Minnesota Senate.
Hey everyone, Congresswoman Ilhan Omar here, and a Minneapolis resident. I am really excited to support Senator Omar Fateh to be the next mayor of the city of Minneapolis.
The person who's close to election fraud is actually the brother-in-law of a state senator. Now, I want you to think about this. You run for election and your brother-in-law literally has been busted for stuffing the ballot box.
Brother-in-law was convicted in May 2020. The owner of these daycares was convicted for one count of perjury for lying to a federal grand jury about his role in handling and delivering absentee ballots during the August 2020 primary election.
And so just to show you guys that I actually followed up, I actually went and I pulled a news clipping that said that state senator's campaign volunteer sentenced for lying to the grand jury about delivering ballots.
Look at me, sure. I'm the captain now.
Muse Muhammad will serve 6 months on house arrest, 2 years of probation. Seems a little light. Seems like he had a little help with that, right? Minneapolis Democratic Senator Omar Fateh's brother-in-law campaign volunteer was sentenced Monday to 6 months of house arrest for a grand jury. You mean to tell me his brother-in-law is the reason why all of this happened? Now, what is the connection to this? Look at the thumbnail. The gentleman on the thumbnail is the state senator. Now there's a clear quid pro quo. Quid pro quo is tit for tat. It means that I do this for you, you do this for me. It is the number one way that sexual harassment lawsuits are settled, but does not, and is not limited to sexual harassment. It is the heart of corruption. Hey.
The details, Blue.
not the heart of corruption. Minneapolis TFL Senator Omar Fateh's brother-in-law and campaign volunteer was sentenced Monday to 6 months of house arrest and 2 years of probation for lying to a grand jury during a ballot fraud investigation. So all you get to be is at home for 6 months when you do ballot fraud. Muse Muhammad, 30, was convicted by a federal jury in May of 2 counts of lying to the grand jury when he testified that he was asked to return 3 absentee ballots for voters during the 2020 primary election. The 2020 election, okay. The voters didn't know Mohammed or ask him to deliver their ballots, and Mohammed refused to tell the grand jury where he got the ballots. Excuse me. Grand juries are made up of citizens who look at evidence and decide whether federal charges should be filed. Fatah, who is up for re-election on Tuesday, has denied any knowledge or involvement in Muhammad's actions. Oh no, Fatah. Mohammed was convicted in connection with a wider federal investigation into misuse of the absentee ballots agent delivery process, in which voters with health problems or who live in a group home, nursing home, or hospital can have someone else, an agent, deliver their ballot to an election office. The agent must have a relationship with the voter, and each agent can deliver ballots for more than 3 voters per election. Prosecutors sought a 24 to 30 month sentence, saying Mohammed brazenly lied and covered up for whoever gave him the ballots. So he never said who gave him the ballots to take to the election office, and continues to do so today. Mohammed cried, "Oh no, there's no crying in election fraud." Mohammed cried as he asked the judge not to take him away from his fiance and 2 daughters, aged 4 and 8 months, saying he's never been in trouble with the law before. Judge Nancy Brazel said while she's extremely disappointed in how the case turned out, with Mohammed refusing to say where he got the ballots, he never said where he got them from. Mohammed was shown a remarkable history of surviving war and violence and getting a bachelor's degree to support his family. Are y'all getting this kind of sweet deal? God forbid if something happened to you, Bueller. Are y'all getting this kind of deal? If you get into some sort of a trouble, are you going to get this kind of deal? Bueller. Brazil said she didn't have enough information to conclude the government would have been able to seek an indictment for ballot fraud had Mohammed told the truth. His attorney said that he has had an otherwise exemplary life. Oh, isn't everyone has an exemplary life until they don't? What kind of shit is that? Sounds like a sweet deal to me, but y'all, nothing's wrong. And it's issue after issue after issue after issue, and they still sitting up here talking about everything is wonderful. You don't know day. Where there's smoke, there's fire, child. Every day is something.
It's not limited to sexual harassment. It is the heart of corruption. Hey,
The details. Blue? And Julie, right up front, I want to be clear. We found no evidence of billing fraud here. However, we did discover something raising what a legal expert labels serious ethical concern.
So what they did was they looked and they said there's not billing fraud, but there's ethical violations. And the difference between an ethical violation when you're a politician and an ethical violation in the private world is what makes everyone upset. I was absolutely core management for 3 startups. Core management means that we're forming a startup and I have responsibility over several departments, not just one department. I'm not a department head, but maybe at one time I was a head of all the warehouses. I was also a head of procurement, and I was also a head of training and development, all for a company, right? You play a lot of hats. If I violated anything ethically, I would just be fired. You just fire somebody. It's grounds for termination. These elected officials in these positions have ethical violations, and they have a choice to resign or not. They're not fired. They're not kicked out of office. This is why people get upset. His brother-in-law, and this is a state senator who's connected to Ilhan Omar. His brother-in-law was literally person at the heart, or one of the people at the heart of this controversy. Now,
and people aren't upset at this. It's okay. You don't know.
so we got busted in 2020.
Because just like Tip said, y'all do this shit at work and see what happens. Y'all do this shit at work and see what happens. Who gonna come fight for y'all? Who gonna come up here and get you a sweet ass deal like this? I'm pretty sure nobody, but maybe y'all know somebody. But for most people, you're not gonna get no sweet deal like this. Your ass is going to jail. Period. Not no crying and getting 6 months at home with your kids and your fiance so you can make more kids. Ridiculous.
But it didn't stop him from doing nothing because he just got a slap on the wrist.
Senator Omar Fateh's wife was a listed owner of a housing stabilization company, even as the senator and current Minneapolis mayoral candidate himself was pushing legislation to fast-track client approvals for the taxpayer-funded program.
And so this is what I'm talking about, corruption in the state. I want you to really look at this. This is corruption in the state Senate. So his wife was the owner of one of these companies that he was fast-tracking to get funding to.
Senator Fateh, Senate File 2741.
A bill that will address a critical delay in access to housing stabilization services, also known as HSS.
His wife owns a company that he's pushing for to get her money.
It's March 24th, 2025, and Senator Omar Fateh is the sole author of a bill he says will speed up access for people to be approved for HSS,
So
a
at what
Medicaid-funded
point-
program to help the
what point
elderly
do
and
we look
disabled
at this?
find and maintain
How can this
housing.
be allowed to
HSS
happen?
is a lifeline.
A lifeline, moving too slow.
How does the governor look at this, and how does nobody investigate at all? How does nobody know?
Because they're full of shit. They're lying. This is just Tip doing this on his own, putting this together. You got Nick going out there, and these people are still sitting up here talking about we've got it all under control. Of course they got it under control because they're taking that fucking money. Let it go. It's not a big deal. We have to worry about ICE. And then you just forget about the daycare fraud and all the rest of the fraud. That's it. So F it. Because some people can only focus on one thing at a time. That's why I'm like, no, we're not going to forget that this all started with fraud and billions of dollars while they're pushing out this rhetoric and not answering the questions again about that daycare is off the map. Ain't nobody talking about this. Ain't nobody talking about that daycare no damn more. The one closed, the Leering Center is now closed down quietly. You don't see none of those people out here protesting there, none of this either. While all these MFers are fighting for them and keeping their secrets, because probably they're involved, allegedly. They ain't out here helping none of these protesters. Where they at? Where are all the Leering people coming to help protest for Renee? Nowhere. And Fateh's probably still home, child, watching on TV.
How does nobody ask a question? No, it just happens. Here's the thing that gets all of us. If it's happening there, it's happening in your city and in your state.
Oh, the senator says, because at DHS, there was a months-long enrollment backlog as the agency was overwhelmed by the number of people being signed up.
Delays that are putting people at risk of eviction, extended homelessness, and service lapses.
What was not known at the time was that Senator Fateh had an undisclosed tie to the HSS industry. Senator Fateh's wife, Keltoum Mohammed, was a founder and owner of Community Development Services, LLC, an HSS company.
And also, as I said in the previous video, Omar Fateh was instrumental in the feeding our future fraud. Once the authority...
So, literally, a state senator was at the heart of the fraud.
Authorities got wind of the fraud and stopped it. Omar Fateh was one of the people who helped get that overturned so that the fraud money could continue to flow.
My name is Omar Fateh. I'm the state senator for District 62, which is in South Minneapolis.
Oh, guess who he was hanging out with?
I want to thank first all of you for sticking together, for working together, for fighting. I want to thank our organizers, Mahad, Ikram, other folks that helped lead this fight. And I want to thank also Amy and her team, Feeding Our Future, for making this first court victory a reality.
The person he just thanked is the person who just got arrested as the head of a scheme. Now, I want you to think about this, and I want you to watch this next part. When I was researching this blew my mind, and I just wanted to bring it to folks.
Shout out to Tip. He's no shade. He's a YouTuber. He's a YouTuber. And he done found this shit out and put the pieces together. But Timmy and Jakey are trying to act like everything is everything. That's why they're not telling those people to calm down and slow down the rhetoric and carry y'all's asses home and stop acting like assholes before something happened to y'all's asses. I promise you, allegedly, they want something to happen so that this can be more of a distraction, and then they can blame Donald Trump and get everybody all incensed and fighting one another. They doing all this instead of one, sending in that damn documentation, giving up their files. Remember the files, somebody allegedly broke in and they took all the files. in doing what you got to do in order to allegedly get that money. But the only thing that people hear is that the funding was stopped. The funding needs to be stopped. Where's the documentation at? Child, this is crazy. And then that's why Jakey is crying racism. Not only because they jacked up a few I think they said it was Hispanics or Puerto Ricans or something, but they're going to try to say that, they've been saying that, this is racist against Somalians already. When in doubt, just say racism. Just say racism.
I wanted folks to understand, because I'm so tired. I'm so sick and tired of people just automatically running to a racial issue. And let me tell you something. I definitely understand that there is racism in this world, but it can't be the first damn thing you run to. If they see somebody who has a dark hue and all of a sudden it's racism, well, hold on. Is it fraud or isn't it fraud? Right? Fraud. Maybe the person, so is he being framed? Is this just a big, gigantic frame job? A white lady is at the head of it. So definitely, if they got her face up here, it's not just absolutely racist. It's not just absolutely we hate Somalians. Hey, Somalians, maybe you shouldn't have been so stupid to let this lady use you to make all that damn money. Maybe she was using and abusing you. Maybe you should have looked at her with an eye of discernment. Maybe you should have looked at her like you looked at Black Americans. Because one thing you folks did, you was full of piss and vinegar talking about how Black Americans, number one, we don't have fathers and we don't know our fathers. We're all one-night stands.
Most of the people that we meet, especially African Americans, they don't even know their fathers. They don't even know their fathers.
Shout out to Black Lives Matter, wherever the hell they were, sitting up here, out there doing the damn thing, wrong as always. Let's hear that again. Let's go back. Because remember, we're going to keep on that. You're not Black. You Somalian. That's okay. We're good with that. You are Somalian. You are not Black. Don't be trying to slip Black in there, y'all. Pay attention. We're not allowing that.
Most of the people that we meet, especially African Americans, they don't even know their fathers. They don't even know their fathers. It was all of them, most of them were the product of one night stand.
Hey, if you had a little more discernment and was looking at the right place instead of the wrong place, you wouldn't have got caught up in the trap. And now they got 2,000 ICE agents on your ass. And you know what? Sometimes you FO and find out, man.
Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem with agents today in the Twin Cities as they arrest a man they identify as Tomas Espin Tapia.
You mess around to find out.
If you go to the searchable database of the different child care centers and you search, and you will see that Amy Box's name, she's listed as a contact for like 40 different child care centers, y'all.
How does that not fraud?
That's what this is. So these are the daycare's names that you can't see off to the side, and her name as the person that you. So her name is here to be the contact person. And this state allowed all this to fly. But Timmy got it all under control, child. That's why Timmy getting skinny, because he knows the jig is up. That's why Timmy is getting so thin, because he knows that the jig is up.
Is that not flag fraud? How does that not flag fraud? 40 different child cares. 40. How does that not flag fraud? Like over, how are you a contact of over 2 organizations? Come on now, where there's smoke, there's fire. It's fraud. And like I said, to the Somali people, how you let this person catch you up? I thought y'all was smart. And it was actually stopped, and they approved it again.
Tonight, we've obtained compelling video evidence in the high-profile federal Feeding Our Future fraud trial.
Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, once the vice presidential nominee, actually just over a year ago, of course, was the vice presidential nominee.
Imagine if they had become president and vice president. Because of course this probably wouldn't have come out, but imagine if they were and then this came out. Wow. I mean, I don't think anything could be done to him, but imagine that. Wow. Yeah, I think Timmy is he knows that the jig is up, but he going down for the count for sure. But that loss of weight tells me everything I need to know. He ain't that skinny. He ain't doing that much exercise. I don't care.
Nominee announced yesterday he is no longer running for a 3rd term as the governor of the Gopher State. He convened a press conference.
26 is an election year. Election years have a way of ramping up the politics at a time.
So hold on a second. One thing I cannot stand.
Oh, Tip, one thing I can't stand is ignorant people that don't like to look at the facts. This is the person that's probably running the the compliance over in Minnesota. They're never going to see anything wrong. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You're so low IQ. There's nothing wrong. Nothing going on here. Case after case after case. After proof after proof after proof. Nothing's going on here. You don't know. That's the person that's in charge over in Minnesota, y'all. That's who that is right there. Wow. Interesting. Forget the documentation, forget the connection, forget the people that got off with 6 months at home. Y'all go ahead and support that. That's why we got all this crime that's really not down going on now, because of MFers like y'all that sit up here and you don't want nobody convicted of nothing. You want everybody to be fucking free until something happens to y'all or somebody you know. Then all of a sudden, like, how did this happen? How did this happen? Oh, it's because of stupid ass reasons and laws that you motherfuckers want to put into daggone place. Y'all don't want nobody to stay behind bars. Y'all don't want nobody to go to jail. Y'all want everybody to come the fuck home, and they don't give a fuck, and they be out here terrorizing the whole neighborhood. Imagine, somebody said this in one of the videos I was watching today. Imagine if all these liberal white women and all the low testosterone men that's coming out here to do all this bullshit did that for their neighborhoods with regard to crime for real, took all that energy and put all this shit together so that they could protect their communities from the alleged no crime or crime is down. Imagine what they could get done, but they would never do that because they think that criminals should be free because they think everybody should be free. I don't know what's wrong with y'all, but I'm gonna need y'all to be over there because I'm gonna need MFers to go to jail if you break in the damn law. And stay there. Because there's been too many stories of MFers getting out and doing something else right afterwards. And then y'all motherfuckers be the exact one saying, what happened? What happened? You are what happened. Your bleeding fucking hearts is the problem. Everybody ain't good. Timmy can go to jail too. And Jakey can too. They ain't above no fucking law. Fuck them. That motherfucker can go to jail too. It's not our fault that y'all or whoever didn't get his ass to go to jail. That's not our fault. I don't know why y'all think, but just because somebody don't say every 2 fucking seconds that Donald Trump is bad, that means that they're MAGA or a Trump supporter. The motherfuckers that didn't get him convicted to go to jail are the person that you should be mad at. I'm not on that committee. I wasn't no fucking lawyer there. I'm not the AG. I wasn't the prosecutor. How come y'all don't got no smoke for those motherfuckers? How come y'all don't got no smoke for them? How come y'all don't ever go to the fucking politicians or the daggone AGs or the daggone lawyers or the daggone whatevers that allowed that to slip the fuck by? That's who the fuck it is that you should be talking about and talking to. No, forget all that. Forget all that because you're fucking delusional. You make no fucking sense. I don't have to say anything about none of these motherfuckers every 5 minutes. They're all fucked up. And this is all a fucking distraction. These motherfuckers in Minnesota are freaking allegedly scamming. And because you motherfuckers are so incensed by Donald Trump, you would allow this shit and want this shit to continue just because of that. Just because of that. I'm not helping nobody. I try to tell motherfuckers not to depend on the government, but motherfuckers want to sit up here and take everything and take daycare and take food stamps and take welfare and whatever the fuck else is left. And then when they take it away, you're like, oh my God, that's racist. How could you do this? I'm a single mom. I need those benefits. I can't go to work. How could you do this to me? You did that to you. You did that to you. You wanted to have kids and couldn't afford them, so you depend on the government. The government is not here to help your asses. I don't know how many examples y'all motherfuckers need to see. It's their fault. No, it's your fault. Depend on that motherfucker that you had kids with. How about that? Oh no. That is child, what is it? Misogyny. That's misogynist. How dare you say that? How dare you say that? Oh, work with the person that you had the kid with? That's crazy talk. Instead of working with the person that you had kids with, you're going to try to work with an entity that you can't even get in contact with. An entity that at any time, depending on the regime change, they're going to make a change with your shit. That's why y'all mad. That's why y'all be mad, because somebody is saying you need to work for shit because shit ain't free. Like I explained the other day, you just want shit for free. And you think that the government should give it to you. And then you want people that work like us that pay taxes and it goes to you. You want us to shut the fuck up. No, fuck y'all. Because if I work and I pay taxes, I got the right to say shit just like Timmy up here and Jakey and any damn body else. You just don't like it. So then you turn into your crazy ass selves. That's it. But keep saying it's somebody else's fault. Your choices. Adults, mind you. These are adults. And your mom is ignorant because she had you. It's ignorant to try to tell you motherfuckers not to depend on the government. You're sitting up here mad at Donald Trump, but I'm ignorant for telling you not to depend on the same government that you can't stand. Child, you can't make it up. You can't make it up. Trump derangement syndrome is in full effect, y'all. Y'all already know, child.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
Because Trump bad. Trump bad.
Again!
Because Trump bad. Trump bad.
Going, you're being a racist. Racist!
Child, come on, Tit.
It's when the politician gets caught and he tries to blame politics. You're in politics, bro.
Hello.
You're in politics. You know damn well what you signed up for. But this fool has the cash money nerve to come here and say, well, in an election year, they ramp up the politics. No, fool. In an election year, your ass got caught out there. You got somebody right under you that you should have checked. All of this stuff you should have seen. You should have freed your people. Somebody should have gave you a report. You should have put your foot.
Don't you also love when you talking about this and they want to change it to a different subject? Moving the goalposts. Can't stay on task for what we're speaking about, so just bring up something else. But what about this? But what about this? But what about this? No such thing as being able to stay with what the fucking conversation is. Just deflect. Let them keep it, child. Let Minnesota keep it. I honestly hope that they remove all the ICE people from there. I really hope they do. And let them continue to do whatever the hell it is that they're going to do while those benefits still don't come to them until they provide the information they're supposed to be giving up, which for some reason after all this time still haven't done it. But child, ignore all that. But worry about rage and war and imperialism to change the subject, child.
Down. You should have did something and the buck stops at the top. Could you imagine the CEO of a company, a president of a company saying, well, you know what? A lot of politics this year and this, not. It's like, nah, your ass is fired. You don't believe me? Look at Stefanski's ass on the Cleveland Browns. The bottom line is that if you're at the top of an organization, the class starts with you. And you can't say it's politics. It is the game. It's the game you wanted to play. And so you need to get your dusty, rusty ass out of there sooner than later. They're not part of your tribe.
Rusty.
They inducted that white lady into the tribe now. And, and you take whoever it is, because I believe that you treat people how they are and bring them where you want. They inducted that lady into the tribe because she was putting cash money in a pocket. So this is what I'm telling you. When you see these folks talking crazy about you, when these immigrants come here, right? And I'm going to quote somebody that you may like and you may not like, but Louis Farrakhan, he said, man, I had a dog and he was a hell of a politician. He's cool with the chickens. He's cool with the hens. He's cool with everybody. And when the coyotes came in, he was cool with them and took them right over to the chickens. Whoever's in power, he's cool with. And that's exactly what these immigrants are. They were cool with that lady because she was putting money in her pocket. They didn't care about right or wrong. To see something like that is crazy, right? And then to see them surrounding this person, lifting her up, and then she just happens to be the heart of a fraud. And to watch it trickle all the way up to the point where a governor gets taken down. I'm telling you, folks, that is the issue that we have here. They drape her in a Somalian flag and they love that lady. She's supposed to represent the United States of America. Listen, I am not one of those people who think that you can't be proud of where you come from. But at the very least, if you have a flag from a country you came from, you better have the flag from the country you're at the same time. Thank you for watching.
You're trying to do none of that, but whatever. And then you have Ripped Keeper, Quiet Piggy. Make me. Shall I start singing? See, they come out, they can't handle it. See, this is why politics is such an issue, because people don't know how to hold conversations and talk. They just will come out with insults, and especially liberals. They just come out with insults. So instead of trying to hold a conversation, instead of trying to hear what someone else has to say, instead of trying to understand something other than what the hell it is that you have embedded in your little peonish brain, you just come out with insults and assumptions, and you don't listen. Good luck to y'all, but not really, because I don't give a fuck. You know, I was trying to find The View, though, because I'm sure they have good things to say. I know y'all love The View. Hold on. Can't stand them. Can't stand them, but they came up on my feed. Hold on. They got Maury Povich on here today? Oh, Lord, help you. Maury Povich is who they had on today? Oh, Lord, help your people.
Playing the angles. New footage from the ICE officer's cell phone shows a different perspective of the moments before he shot.
Well, let me tell you what's been going on. There were.
I like we need her to tell us what's been going on. I know. But unlike the person that sent the super chat, we listen to all sides, okay? Even these heifers. But they would never do anything like that. They would never do anything like that because they just already have that's it, that's all in their brain and refuse. Those are the people that are always the problem. That's why I don't know people like that. Because at minimum, you can at least, if you think that you can never learn anything new, you're definitely somebody that always needs to stay away from me. I'm just saying. Anyway. Ooh, that's not a good look, Whoopi.
More protests and vigils around the country this weekend over the ICE agent who shot and killed Renee Nicole Good. New footage from the agent's cell phone camera was released that has a different vantage point of the events. Take a look.
Oh, she just getting to this? I guess it's it come on the weekend.
Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem went on CNN to defend the agent's actions and double down on claims that Good was the aggressor. Watch.
Why did you not wait for an investigation before making your comments?
Oh, well, everything that I've said has been proven to be factual.
You said that she was a domestic terrorist. How do you define domestic terrorist?
She weaponized her vehicle to conduct an act of violence against a law enforcement officer and the public.
How can
as they are doing that.
How can you assert with certainty that she was trying to hurt the officer as opposed to she was trying to flee the scene?
If you look at what the definition of domestic terrorism is, it completely fits the situation on the ground.
What is the appropriate response for the police officers in this situation?
Every single situation is going to rely on the situation those officers are on.
President Trump pardoned every single one of those people.
And every single one of these investigations comes in the full context of the situation on the ground.
I don't know what she just said.
It was a word salad.
Okay. It's just so interesting to me. How can, I don't know, there are a zillion perspectives of this.
Yeah.
And it's like that old joke, you know, a woman comes home, walks into her bedroom, hears noises happening, walks in, there's her husband having sex with somebody else. And she goes, oh my, what are you doing? I can't believe you're doing this. And he said, what are you talking about? Look at what you're doing. You're having sex with this woman. And he says, who are you going to believe? Me or your lying eyes?
Yeah.
That's what this is.
Yeah.
You know what you saw.
Yeah.
You know what you saw. Now you can keep saying she was aggressively running people up. She wasn't. We know what we saw. So how can people, it's a dumb question, but I'm going to ask it anyway, watch the same footage and see things so differently?
Well, I feel like we're losing our collective humanity because what I keep going back to is, I've talked about on the show, members of my family have had interactions over the years with law enforcement. I've had people I love who've served time in jail, who've turned their lives around. And I keep thinking, thank God when they were in those situations, they dealt with law enforcement who looked to de-escalate, who looked to take the tone down and the temperature down and deal with the law enforcement aspect of whatever was happening. And in this instance, my outstanding question is, if the claim is that she was defying law enforcement, were charges going to be filed against her? And for what? If she'd not been shot 3 times and then her vehicle rammed into something as she crashed. So we looked up, what are the punishments for evading law enforcement or even fleeing police in a motor vehicle? These are serious crimes, but I want to be abundantly clear. The response is not death. It is not being shot 3 times in the face with your dog and your partner next to you. Federal law says that interfering with federal law officers is a serious crime.
You hear that? She talking about Fido, your dog in the back of the car. We know. That's not how it's supposed to end. I agree.
Penalties range from a few years in jail or up to 20 years. But you get your day in court and you get to live. In Minnesota, fleeing police in a motor vehicle is a felony. The base felony, about 3 years is the baseline. So I would just ask people, remember, this is a human human being. We may learn more facts, but this is a human who is no longer here today because a situation that didn't need to escalate did, and the most extreme use of force was used rather than de-escalating.
And protocol wasn't followed. So the law enforcement are not supposed to step in front of a vehicle because it instantly becomes a threat of death, and therefore unlikely shootings are apt to happen, which happened here, and a woman lost her life. But he was also holding a phone up while he was holding his weapon. These are all things that they shouldn't be doing, but it is a reminder as this is happening in our country that we have to have peaceful protest, because I think anytime you have someone that is obstructing or cutting people off, she does not deserve to be dead, but that is also creating the situation of a tinderbox. And this is why we're seeing more shootings right now, is these legal watchers step back, record everything, get it all down. But the fact that she was cutting off the road also contributed to the heat of this situation. We've got to remain peaceful. You can leave no room for error on this.
I just want to say, I don't know why she was, from my understanding, she had just dropped her kid off.
Well,
and was
Child, seriously. See, this would be the problem. This be the problem right here. She had just dropped her kid off and parked sideways in the middle of the road. So I guess Whoopi and them didn't see the videos of what she was doing beforehand.
Videos have now revealed that her partner and her were coming to watch these or slow up the ICE. They want to notify the public the ICE officers are coming. So she meant to park that
and there
way.
were cars. There were cars that were going around her car. But I think what you heard from Kristi Noem, frankly, and why she looked so clownish saying it is because it's ultimate hypocrisy. When thousands of insurrectionists show up on January 6th and beat up cops and want to impede the legal transfer of power, they are patriots and they are pardoned by this president. When this woman shows up unarmed and is driving away,
So they always want to grab back something, just like whoever just did a second ago talking about wars and whatever the hell else he said. Can never stay on task. Because why don't she reach back then to when Joe Biden cleared all his family, including Hunter, the crackhead. And I can say that. The Hunter, the crackhead. So none of them could be prosecuted. From this day on back, they don't have to worry about nothing. But forget all that. It was okay for Joe Biden to do that. But then they want to reach back to this. That's what I'm saying. They were arrested and they were in jail. Yeah, he pardoned them, but there was a lot of people that these people pardoned that it's like, what the fuck are you doing? But child, if that's their job, that's what they do. That's what they do. We're just going to just pick and choose what the hell it is that we want to see, what we're going to say, and not take all the information, right? Okay, got it. Which one is this? Anna, I think.
Deserves to be shot 3 times in the face. I mean, it is just hypocrisy to an inexplicable level. And I'll tell you what gave me great inspiration and gave me great hope this weekend was seeing the thousands and thousands and thousands of Americans who, despite freezing weather, despite all of these acts of intimidation, despite
why wasn't you out there?
The threats of sending more agents into the streets of our cities, came out and protested peacefully because I think Americans are sick of it. They're sick of the performative, extreme cruelty they are seeing. They are sick of the abuses of power. They are sick of the violations of the Constitution.
I'm sick of you and the View and your selective outrage and what it is you remember and how you want to put shit together like most liberals.
Sick that there's no due process. They are sick of seeing people die and dragged through the street. They are sick of it and they're not going to take it.
Where are people getting dragged through the street, Bueller? Just like the kidnapping that Jakey said. What else did he say? People are starving. Where, Jakey?
Anymore. What I want Americans to do is this anger, this outrage, this indignation that we are all entitled to be feeling right now. There are 295 days to the midterm elections. We got to channel all of those feelings into the ballot box, and we got to.
Oh, way to bring the voting into it with all this outrage. I'm so outraged, but make sure you vote. Make sure you vote. That's what all this is for. It's to distract from the damn fraud and to make sure that each is making sure that the other looks bad, allegedly looks bad, so that you can vote for the other one. This is all a damn game. Try and play people against each other. They all crazy. These bitches is definitely out of their minds.
Vote them out so that there is oversight.
I think that there will be oversight, and I think that right now there are people in Congress that are
this is the one I can't stand.
Interested in impeaching Kristi Noem, and I think she will be held to account one day. But let me say this about this killing. This was an unlawful killing. It was against DOJ policy to shoot at a vehicle that's leaving the scene. It's against the Supreme Court ruling in 1985, that sort of deadly use of force in shooting at a vehicle. So we all know that it's unlawful, regardless of whether or not you believe she was an agitator, regardless of whether or not you believe she was in the way. The bottom line is the officer's actions were unlawful. That was an unlawful killing. It was illegal. From a legal perspective, that's very black and white for me. What's interesting to me is the way that this administration is saying that they are being transparent, when in fact, there is a shadow investigation going on by the federal government without the state law enforcement being involved. They whisked this officer away out of state without being interviewed by state and local authorities. They've denied state and local authorities the ability.
I was just about to say that. I wonder if she got all this fervor for what the fuck her husband is going through. She helping him out. Ain't she a lawyer? Aren't these heifers all lawyers?
To review the crime scene. They impounded the car. Why we're seeing so many different vantage points is because the state law enforcement had to ask the public for video so that they can conduct their own independent investigation. In my experience, I have never seen a crime like this or potential crime where law enforcement, federal law enforcement, did not work with local law enforcement. That should be the red flag in terms of the lack of transparency.
There should be a lot of red flags. Yes. There should be a lot of red flags here. In spite of everything, you still have the right to protest. Now, what we've seen is how people normally protest in this country when agitators don't jump in to help. This is what protest looks like. People were protesting all over the country. And people, and I told you this was going to happen, people needed to get to the point where they said, it's not them, it's me. It's all of us.
You see abolish ICE now? When that was a lefty thing before. Everyone's saying abolish ICE. You should never say that. You should never say that. I think people, red states, blue states, these are the United States of America, and people don't want to see murder in the killing in the street.
And I think for a lot of people who believe that there's
You know what's funny about them talking about, oh, this is the United States and we don't want to see killing in the streets. Like I said yesterday, day before yesterday, all these murders that's been happening in all these cities, same cities, mind you, every night, especially in the summertime, especially on holidays. They ain't talking about none of this. They don't be having this much spirited conversations about none of that. They ain't got shit to say. But, you know, there's some people that won't be able to see it. Trust me, we've looked at all of it. Videos are on this damn channel. All these crazy ass killings, people coming out of jail, people just wilding the fuck out every night in Philly, every night in Baltimore, every night in Chicago. They ain't got nothing to say. There's been killings in the street, bitches. It's been there. And they know it too. New York even. They're in fucking New York, in New York as well. That stuff don't matter, y'all. That's how you know this shit is only about politics. It's only about politics. All the killings that we have seen. Remember that one weekend, y'all, in Chicago? I think it was on 4th of July weekend. It was like 150. It may have been Philly as well. 150 shootings in a weekend, maybe a 3-day weekend. No outrage. Killings in the street. Ma'am, killings been happening in the street. Please stop this. Please go tell that to somebody that don't know or who want to believe this bullshit. Y'all didn't give a damn about none of that. Now all of a sudden, because it's ICE and it's Donald Trump's ICE team, Kristi Noem's ICE team, now all of a sudden killing in the streets. Ma'am, we already know. Where you been? Man, we already know. That's not me saying that it was justified. That's not saying that it's okay. This is me saying that they are full of shit because they want to make sure that they get Democrats back in office. It's always their shtick, just like the rest of the people that we point out. At the end of the day, that's all they freaking care about is getting whoever elected because then they get something back from it. I don't know if it's kickback. These bitches probably just want to make sure that they have somebody liberal in as liberal as they are. So that's probably what they want. Because these are the people that was like, oh, Joe Biden is fine. Joe Biden is fine. Joe Biden doesn't have a problem. He's all the way there. His memory is great. Child, anybody with an ounce of common fucking sense could see that man wasn't all the way there. Push him, push him, push him. George decided to say, hell no, that man look a hot ass mess. He ain't there. All you got to do is sit there and talk to him for 5 minutes. He walking into the damn rainforest and shit. And y'all, just because you want a Democrat so bad, y'all don't give a damn about the damn American people, and many of y'all either. All y'all saying stupid ass shit. You believe in these bitches? Them? Please, please. All these bitches care about is who in the hell is going to be in there so they can continue to talk their sugar honey iced tea and act like they did something because they so fucking liberal. They don't give a shit. It's been killings happening every single night in all these major cities, which happen to be run by Democrats. Shout out to Doogie. Shout out to Brand. Shout out to Newsom. Child, who is it? Ma'am Danby now. He get it all now. Ma'am Danby gets it all. Y'all sitting up here and electing that damn man because you want free shit. Anyway, I don't give a damn. This makes for good conversation for damn YouTube. All right, I'm done. I've had enough. It's been 2 hours almost. Yeah, second live stream today. I'm done. I will live stream tomorrow, maybe tomorrow night. All right. Maybe in the day. We'll see. We'll see what happens overnight, child. Because aren't you tired of watching these same people be out here protesting, blowing whistles, and banging drums? I'm over it already. I'm not trying to watch none of that. So if nothing happens, then F it. I'm not streaming. But if something happens, then I'll stream. All right. So y'all make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you are new. Make sure you turn on the notifications. I appreciate y'all. Thank you to everybody that donated today. I'm sorry I forgot to turn this back on. Shout out to Reaper for 25 memberships. I appreciate you. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. I see you all in the next one.